Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 coming at you with another video. And today's video, I want to talk about the MCU and how it's gonna die. So I don't think this is like an edgy thing to say or a hot topic or hot take or whatever, but I don't think the MCU is gonna do very well, especially this year. Now here's the thing, is I really haven't been the biggest fan of the MCU, and I don't like the concept. Because when the MCU first started, I knew it was going to be good. Because, you know, Iron Man was amazing, they got the first Captain America movie, and then, like, Thor, and the beginning of the MCU was truly magical. And it was great, and it led it up to the Avengers, and you got Avengers Endgame. And all of that was good, and I think that's generally the consensus that, like, you know, the beginning of the MCU all the way up to, like, Endgame is pretty fucking solid. And the thing is the one thing that I was really against the MCU about is it was going to create the same problem that comic books have in general. And now we're starting to see that now. And the big problem I'm talking about is the reason why comic books don't sell as well as, like, manga is because if you want to read all of Dragon Ball Z, you start with volume 1 of Dragon Ball Z, and then you end with the last volume of Dragon Ball Z, and you got the entire story of Dragon Ball Z from there. You don't need to read anything else. Now, let's take, for example, Ultimate Spider-Man from the 2000s. If you want the full story of Ultimate Spider-Man, you have to start with Ultimate Spider-Man issue 1, read all the issues of Ultimate Spider-Man. I think there's like 200 of them, maybe? Think about there. Around all 200 issues. But you also have to read several issues of Ultimate X-Men. I believe you have to read Ultimate Avengers at one point. But you have to read several different comic book stories to get the full story of Ultimate Spider-Man. So, like, for example, there is a part in Ultimate Spider-Man where if you're just reading the Ultimate Spider-Man issues, there's a part where the Lizard comes up, and Peter knows who the Lizard is. He kind of has that, like, background on it already, and you never see it in the comic. And you're just like, what the fuck? When did this happen? It happened in some issue in Ultimate X-Men where they met, or Spider-Man met the X-Men, and they had the whole storyline of Kurt Connors turning into the Lizard in a separate fucking comic book. And that's the big problem with comics, and that's the reason why they don't sell well, or sell as good as, like, manga or anime. It's so much easier to get into manga than it is to get into comic books, and that's one of the sole reasons why. Now, where it comes into the MCU, we're seeing that now, where if you want to get the full story of some of these characters and storylines and plot threads, you have to watch like 100 movies and then like 800 episodes of a TV show that's streaming somewhere on Disney+. It's ridiculous. So again, we're running into the problem where the MCU is kind of like getting too big, and now you're starting to lose, like, normal people, because again, for you to be completely like, aware of everything that's going on, there is so much you had to have seen prior to the movie you're about to watch. It's gonna be ridiculous. So again, now you're starting to alienate new people that are coming into the MCU. You're starting to alienate normies, and you're seeing it starting to fail. And I knew that was happening at the very start of the MCU, and I saw that problem coming ahead of time, and I was like, this is gonna fucking tank this whole fucking idea. And again, it's just because you have to watch so much. So there's so much, like, pre-work you have to do to watch, like, say, the next Avengers movie, like Avengers Secret Wars. You'd be completely fucking lost if that was your first Marvel movie you ever see. And, yeah, so, again, that's a huge problem with the MCU. I saw that coming from the start. So there's that. Then you have, shit that's like, people are getting, like, superhero fatigue, they say. Honestly, I don't believe that much, mainly because it's not superhero fatigue, it's just shitty movie fatigue. And that's really all what the MCU is posting out now, is just kind of just either mid movies or just shitty movies. And not even just movies, like TV shows too. That also like accounts for the shows that they're making on Disney Plus. And I think people are just kind of getting like fed up with it. It's like you got to start making like massive hits. But this is another problem with the MCU that's coming up, is a lot of their shows that they were making during COVID. So like the 2 years that like COVID happened, where everything just shut the fuck down and they couldn't get these movies filmed, these shows filmed. It's all that shit got backed up. All the stuff that got backed up then is coming out right now. And the worst part about it is they tried really hard during that period of time to put a bunch of woke social messaging into their programs and shit. And we see it. And it's being reflected now. But the problem is they have to get that shit out. It's like, they already spent the money on making the movie. They already have it filmed. They already have all this stuff ready. They have to let it out. And now again, this really sucks for them because, especially in the US, we're seeing like a kind of social shift away from like a progressive left type of stance to more of a more conservative right type of stance socially. So again, now you're gonna make all these like movies that are pushing this like kind of woke propaganda message, and now you're gonna have an audience that's really against that shit. So again, that's gonna majorly hurt the MCU and just Marvel and Disney as a brand. Even though they might not like support it now or say, oh, we're gonna change, they already did the pre-filming for all the movies that push the message, and now they need to get them out, and it's gonna suck. Nothing they're putting out this year is really gonna do good. The only thing I see coming out this year that's gonna be like watchable is Daredevil Born Again, and if they fuck that up, I think the MCU might actually die. But it looks pretty good. It, like, honestly, from that first trailer, it looks good, so I do have hope. I am excited to watch it. But yeah, and just all in all, the MCU is just like a huge, like, it's in really big trouble. Like, it just is. And I think like there's not much they can do to like fix it either. And again, I don't think the MCU is ever gonna truly die. Mainly just because it's too big, it's too, like, the brand is too recognizable for it to, like, super die. But I think it's definitely gonna lose popularity. It's definitely going to kind of, like, fizzle out and not be the giant blockbuster movie thing it is. And honestly, I think that's the best thing for it. I think the best thing for it is to die, put less money into it, get some, like, lesser-known people working on this stuff. So get some people that actually give a shit about the characters and the storylines that Marvel has, and then you'll see them start doing good again. But right now, when you're handing off all these movies to these stupid Hollywood directors and getting all these fucking high-budget actors working in this, it's just not worth it. It really is not worth it. And I definitely, the only way I see it is it's going to go down. And I think this year is going to be a big year where Marvel takes a huge hit. Because they just don't have anything good coming out this year, aside from Daredevil Born Again. That is about it. So, yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. I know, I don't think it's like a hot take saying that, yeah, Marvel's dying. But no, I definitely think it's going downhill, and especially this year. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. That really does help me out. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye. Later.